And welcome back to the Rock Shop Podcast. Joining me today is a very special guest, and his name is.
Jimmy Ace Lewis. How you doing?
Hey Jimmy, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
It's great, man. It's great. What brings you on, bud?
Well, I figured we'd have a little chit chat and talk about maybe some of my acting stuff and just talk about movies and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Jimmy's an actor. Jimmy is such a cool actor. He's in an iconic role. He was a big role in something. He was Marty. Hey Marty, I turned into a pickle. I pickle rye.
That's
Blah, blah,
right.
blah, blah.
Yeah, I played Morty in a live action Cartoon Network Adult Swim special called Rick and Morty Portal People, which aired on April Fool's Day earlier this year actually, 2025. It was wild. It was really fun.
Was it this year? I thought it was like last year.
It was early this year.
Wow.
I did it in March and it aired in April actually.
I knew it was an April Fool's thing, but just the years flying by. It's so wild.
Yeah, it's been a decent year for me though. I've gotten to do quite a lot of different projects, so it's been I can't complain too much.
What was it like being Morty? What was that like working for like Adult Swim and what was like the vibe, dude? How was it?
It was cool. I got to meet the vice president of Cartoon Network Adult Swim, and I got to meet so many different creative people there. Like the people building the sets alone were just so cool. Like anyone that's seen the special, pretty much all the effects are in camera and there's all kinds of crazy costumes and the sort of like aliens that the alien mob bosses were dealing with, they have all these giant paper mache heads and it was just a really really fun set. One that I'll never do anything like that again. I would love to, but it's just so unique is really the word I'm looking for. And stepping into a role that people obviously have an idea of. It was something that was, I don't know if I'd say intimidating, but it's something that I definitely, I paid attention to what I was doing, and I wanted to kind of get the voice right. And I say like, come on, geez, Rick. You kind of want to play that up a bit. Because I remember when I got the role, they said, "Well, you guys don't have to do the voices of the characters," and I was like, "Well, I want to do the voices of the characters." Um, but I didn't want to just do my regular voice. I wanted to really play the role, and it was fun. It was fun. I can't complain. I just wish I got to keep some souvenirs.
They didn't let you have the pickle?
No, I didn't get to keep the pickle. I did see it though, because when we were filming at this theater in Alpharetta, this old historic theater, and there was the costumes were just everywhere. They had this just enormous room full of costumes, everything from like the Morty and the Rick costumes to the obviously the Pickle Rick, the aliens, just everything. It was just so cool to be there, just to see all that stuff come to life. And we weren't allowed to talk about it at all until it aired. So there was a lot of secrecy around it at the time.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because I think I don't follow Adult Swim like on any social media.
Mm,
I used to watch it a lot. Now not so much because I can't really stay up late like I
yeah.
used to. I'm an old man now, but um, I feel like I saw a still and I was like, man, that Morty guy looks really familiar. Like, no way, no way. Because I only met you once.
Sure, sure.
But I think it's so charming that they, film stuff here, live action
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know. I just get really sick of seeing like an obvious set or like,
Mm,
I get really sick of just like seeing everything like LA, or
mm,
everything in New York City. And I mean, it's
yeah.
cool, but it's kind of old. Because
Sure, sure. I agree.
wasn't Eric Andre filmed in Atlanta?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. You get to go to different places, and I think the irony is that I'm from New York originally, but since moving to Atlanta, I was always coming to Atlanta for work. But since moving to Atlanta or the Atlanta area, let's just say, um, I find myself constantly commuting to other states. Like earlier this year, I did a movie out in Biloxi, Mississippi, and it was awesome. It was a Juliette Lewis movie with Ella Anderson, and it's called Jesus Land. Right now, it's currently up for consideration for Sundance. So
Wow.
if all goes well, it'll be at Sundance. You know, they got a couple of names in it. They've got it's based on a New York Times bestseller. I have a supporting role in it. I worked. I was there for about a week and a half, and it was awesome. It was so cool. I mean, seeing the different environment. Speaking of environments, it was like Biloxi's kind of like a casino town. So there's a lot of casinos. It's a
Yeah.
beach town. So I got to stay out there. They took care of me. I was about 45 minutes from New Orleans. I went up there one day when I wasn't working. So I mean, it's just on when you said different environments other than like LA, New York. It is cool that they shoot in even places like that. I mean, it's just different than what I'm used to. So it's certainly a fun time.
Yeah, I'm a Cajun lad myself, and
Oh yeah,
but yeah, Biloxi, that's actually from Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie Boogie. He's got that kind of New Orleans jazz to him,
yeah,
and casino towns like Biloxi kind of inspired that whole vibe from him. You know what I mean?
sure,
That jazz meets casino aesthetic
yeah,
in the film. So, man,
absolutely,
I love little towns like that. Yeah, I remember you're posting a little about a little faith-based film. Um,
yeah. Well, it's actually not a faith-based movie. It
was
sounds
it
like it is,
not?
but it's not.
Okay,
It's not like an anti-faith-based movie. It's just, I guess the name of the town where the author, I met her, she was on the set. But the name of the town was kind of nicknamed Jesus Land, I guess, from what I understand. I read the book it was based on, but it's not necessarily a faith-based movie.
I was gonna say because I met you at church. Um,
Yes, yes, that's right.
yes, I met you. I don't really go anymore, dude. I've been busy. Well, I go to
Mm,
church. I just don't go to the young adult things.
sure. It happens, man. I mean, it's easy to fall out and just life happens.
Yeah, I had a few people who were going there, and I think people just moved. People just kind of left, and I got busy myself, and I just have you been?
It's funny. I actually, to that particular one, I hadn't been since, gosh, it was probably like Christmas time of last year or maybe early this year. And so I went to, they had like a Friendsgiving night, and that was fun. I went to that, but
Like
I
last week,
haven't, yeah,
2 weeks ago?
actually, a week or two ago. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I knew a couple people there. I just haven't been in a minute.
Yeah, I probably haven't been since that Friendsgiving because I used to go every year for the past like 4 or 5 years, and I don't know. I think this year I just had something going on that one night, but I probably haven't been back since. But
Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, because it was Friendsgiving. I think I met you at. So that was a year ago. Trying to think of what I was doing. That was right around the time that I had finished a movie called Action Juice. I can't remember if I told you about Action Juice or not.
maybe.
So Action Juice is a movie that was directed by Jake Bon Jovi and his wife Millie Bobby Brown executive produced it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really cool. I could tell you about that.
Sure.
It was cool. So last spring, yeah, a year ago. Well, geez, a year and a half ago. No, more than that. Um, however long ago it was like April, May of last year. I got an audition for a movie called Action Juice, and I just knew that it was this guy Jake Bon Jovi, and I was like, oh, the name's kind of familiar, Bon Jovi. I kind of figured there was some relation there. I read for the movie. It was called Action Juice. I was supposed to play a supporting role in it. I ended up playing the lead role of it because Jake calls me and he goes, "Yeah, bud, I can't find anyone to play the lead. You're a really good actor. You got a lot of experience. Would you consider reading for the lead?" And I was like, "Sure." And it's about this movie about this kid he's obsessed with movies. His favorite movie's Heat. He's constantly quoting it. He's watching it. He's standing in the mirror doing De Niro impressions, and it's cool. And then he kind of he doesn't have any friends, and he's getting bullied by this guy, and he takes things kind of too far, and it's cool. Actually, it's pretty cool. I'll have to maybe I can send you a copy of it
Nice. Yeah, dude.
because it is out, and yeah, I got to work with Millie and Jake for a couple weeks for about a month.
Where
Yeah,
can the
sorry.
audience find it?
Well, it's not out yet. I don't know. I'm not really sure why or when it's coming out. We had the premiere for it about a year ago, but I'm not really totally sure on when it's coming out. I mean, when it does come out, I'll definitely put it on my Instagram.
It's cool, man. But I was going to lead up into another question here. Um,
Sure.
so I thought that was a faith-based film. Apparently, it
Yeah.
is not. but I was wondering, does that, as an actor, like, is that a condition that you like? I'm trying to think of the right word. Like, does faith have a factor in like your casting decisions? Because Hollywood is, it can be very secular. There aren't
Yeah.
too many faith-based projects, out
Right,
there.
right.
There's pure flicks and stuff like that, but
It would be awesome if I got the chance to do some faith-based stuff. I haven't yet, but I think my faith does play a role in it in the terms of there are certain things that I won't do or that I won't be comfortable doing. And whether the person's Christian or not, everybody should have a certain level of comfortability to say, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to do that. And some people compromise, but I think everyone should really stick to their guns and what they're comfortable with, and only do what they feel like they can, that they are comfortable with in terms of that type of thing. As a Christian, though, there's definitely stuff that I have to say no to. Um, but I know that as a follower of Christ, when one door shuts, God always opens another door. So I'm never too concerned about turning something down if it doesn't quite feel right for me.
yeah, man. I just like I always see just people giving performances, and it's
Yeah,
not like an acting in a movie. I feel like a lot of people in Hollywood, they like perform for an audience that you don't see, you know what I mean? Like they
sure, sure.
perform for an audience, like when an actor makes a big um they make a big statement about
Mhm.
something, or they do something that they, you see it a lot, like, oh, this actor wouldn't like normally do this thing, but here they are
Right.
on the red carpet, and they're dressed in a way they wouldn't typically be, and they're really outspoken against this, and they were never outspoken before. I think that's
Yeah.
really interesting. I mean, I think a lot of people probably see through that as kind of like, you know, they're
Yeah.
not
I like,
performing for your typical audience. They're performing for like, you know,
sure. Sure.
yeah,
I totally get what you're saying. For me, like my whole thing is I always want to be very genuine with everybody, Like I don't like to be fake. I like to be very genuine. I like to be a nice person, but I also like to be, very genuine. So if I tell someone, hey, I really like that or I don't like that, I'm gonna be genuine. You know what I mean? Not that I would never be a jerk to anybody, but I would always want to make sure that I'm very intentional with what I'm saying, how I'm talking. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there, not even just in the business, but just in life that I mean, no other way to say it. They're kind of fake.
yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but they're out
It's,
there.
it's a lot of acting on and off the field, I guess. But yeah, I
That's
mean, you're a
true.
pretty nice guy. We'll
I try to be.
say, yeah,
I ain't perfect, but everybody just got to do your best out there.
yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm glad that I was always a pretty horrible actor. That I
Oh
never
yeah.
wanted to pursue that, dude. I could never like remember my lines, and I'm pretty like not stone faced, but I just don't really emote that much, and kind of a flat voice, uh, flat face, flat effect. You know what I mean? So, dude, being an actor, I feel would just stress me out so bad.
It can be a stressful job for sure. It's definitely not for everybody. I mean, there's so many great jobs in the industry, though. I mean, writers, producers, directors. There's so many great people that you get to meet, and so many of them would never act. They would want nothing to do with acting, but they're so good at a certain skill set. So everybody has their skill for sure, but you know, there's a lot of stuff I can't do that friends of mine can do or whatever, and I'm just kind of in awe of what they're able to accomplish out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a behind the camera guy. You did like, didn't you do a Power Rangers thing? Fan
Yeah,
film?
so I
Yeah.
actually do two different Power Ranger projects as an actor. One of them is a Power Rangers audio drama called Power Rangers: The Audio Drama, and it's I do the voice of Rocky, the Red Ranger on that, and now we're in Power Rangers Zeo, so I'm now Rocky, the Blue Ranger. I've sort of transitioned from one to the other as they switch out costumes every season. And then I also do something called Power Rangers Legacy. It's on YouTube, Legacy Part 1 and Part 2, where I play the Black Ranger. like I have my helmet somewhere. I'd show you, but it's not in an arm's reach. But they let me keep the whole suit from that. So head to toe, I was in a spandex Black Ranger suit with a custom made helmet. It was so cool. The first one we did in 2019, and then the pandemic happened, and that set us back a little bit. And then it ended up coming out. I think it was 2021. It finally came out, and then we just did the last one that came out in last December. So part two, and hopefully there'll be a third one. And some people really want that for us, but it's been fun. That was a really, really fun project to do. We did that out in Chattanooga, where we filmed that one.
I'll be honest, man. I was hoping you could give your take on this because I've honestly never really understood like making a professional fan film like that. Like I kind
Mhm.
of get it because you're passionate. Now I'm not,
Yeah,
I was never into Power Rangers, but like obviously you can't sell it. All you can really do
yeah,
is just put it online. So
yeah. I
what's
mean,
kind of
it's
the
it's
point?
no, it's interesting. I'm not behind any of these. Like I've never wrote a fan film. I've never directed a fan film. I've never produced one. I will tell you this though, each one that I've been a part of, which hasn't been that many. I've done over 100 titles as an actor, and I've only done maybe two or three fan projects. People behind it are passionate. I've never even saw Power Rangers before I did this. The best Power Ranger thing, in my opinion, was the 2017 movie that Bryan Cranston did. That one was pretty good. But in terms of like the fan films and stuff, I guess it's just people are really passionate about these different franchises, and maybe they see something in it that they can do with it that isn't being done, I guess. Like with Power Rangers, it's usually very little kiddish and stuff. And so the audio drama I do is very adult. It's very mature. It's just a very mature take on it. So I don't know. I mean, there's a genuine fan base from both of them that I've acquired, and it's interesting. Like I'll get DMs on Instagram and stuff. I know this one guy, he's coming into town and he wants me to sign his helmet because he really likes the audio drama. And another guy in I forget Alabama, he did custom artwork of me in the Black Ranger suit and like sent me all these prints for me to sign. He even had me sign a Funko Pop package. And I was like, I mean, this is the fan. I'm like, you want me to sign it? I will. He's like, yeah, yeah, I loved your performance. I was like, all right, thanks, man, sure. So I don't know, man. It's I guess I can't really answer that, because I'm just there as an actor. But I guess people just have their passions and they just express it in certain ways. Like for me, I'm more of the original guy where I'm going to write, if I'm going to write something or produce something, it's going to be something that's my own IP.
Yeah.
Um, like I did my book, Enter the Power Surge. Oh, let me see it. So that's
Dang.
based,
That's a
yeah,
novel or what?
so this is a young adult book, part one
Nice.
of probably four. This is out on Amazon right now, Enter the Power Surge. You can buy it on digital, paperback, and hardcover. I keep the prices relatively cheap because I just want people to read it. I don't really care about making money on it. But it's a young adult character driven superhero book. Very character driven, very what's the right word? I saw a void and I didn't feel like they were making this kind of superhero movie anymore. So I wanted to do it as a book. And then last December, I wrote, directed, and produced it as a film. I also acted in it, and it was cool. It was all practical effects. It felt like I would say the vibe of it is more like the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans or the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie, just not the kind of superhero movie you see being made today. And I kind of missed that era. I kind of missed seeing that. It takes place in 2005. The story does, and it follows a group of basically young adults that get supernatural abilities, and there's people that are after them that want to basically traffic them as human weapons. And so they've got to get a couple of former heroes that are not really in touch with their abilities anymore, and they train them. And I really like it. I was very passionate about this story, and I wrote it. The book came out almost 3 years ago, and I'm working on the second one now. And of course, the film we did last year, I'm super, super passionate about it. And of course, I'm acting in it as well. But I also built all these sets. Like I built an alleyway set and a bamboo hut and like a bunch of stuff and made props. And like one of the characters, the villain, has like a sleeve gun, so it's literally a contraption that just ejects a gun right out of his sleeve. Like all kinds of stuff like that. And I barely got any sleep while I was doing it, but it was one of the best experiences ever. Directing's fun. but I very much prefer acting, just because I get to just show up and do my thing. But at the
Yeah.
same time, as a filmmaker, sometimes I have a story in me that I want to get out, and because I'm not getting cast in that type of role, I'm not getting to do a lot of those types of movies because they just don't make those anymore. So for me, I really wanted to do this practical effects, character driven movie that I don't see anymore. So I hope I hope that people like it, and if they don't, hey, I made my art and I'm happy with it because we did with my production company. We also did Stalker One and Stalker Two, which you can find on Amazon, Tubi, Roku, all those. And yeah, I act in those too. But yeah, so occasionally I will do something behind the scenes, but you know, got to sometimes.
Yeah, man. Don't get me wrong. No shade to any fans out there. Man, you gotta make your art. I'm just so steeped in like budgeting, and I just think about
Yeah.
like all that money, and I'm like, dude, making a Superman short film would be pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, but man, you just think about all the costs with that. But I mean, on the other hand, I think guy's name's Dan Trachtenberg. It's the guy who did the
Mhm.
new Predator Badlands movie. Um,
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
yeah, I saw it too. I don't know if this was his big break, but I mean, he did do like a Portal fan film in like 2010. I
Hmm,
think,
cool.
I mean, I can imagine that opened some doors for him because, I mean, geez, look at him now. I mean, he's working for Disney. He made a
Sure.
pretty, he made a good Predator movie that wasn't rated R, and I think that's a feat.
Sure. I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree. What was the one before it? Was it Prey? I think that was
Yes,
the other
and he
one.
did Prey as well.
Okay, I like Prey.
Did not
I
see
was the one with
Prey.
the Native Americans, I think.
Yes, I did not see that one because I didn't have Hulu for a while.
Okay. I
Need to
enjoy
see
that
it.
one. I'm about one-fourth Native American, so I really enjoyed that one. I just thought it was cool. I haven't seen all of them. Of course I saw the original, but I haven't seen every version of it. I did see the newest one though.
It's always kind of funny because the Predator's an icon, but like most of his movies are not like all that. Like I like the first one, but
Yeah.
I mean, for all the comic books, for a while it was only two movies, and
Hmm.
Dark Horse Comics uh,
Sure.
kind of carry the torch until AVP,
Hmm.
Alien versus Predator, and then then you get Predators 2010, and then The Predator 2018, and I heard that was just awful.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that one.
Now you got Prey, and you got the Predator cartoon. People seem to really like, and this new movie that's pretty good. It's
Okay.
a fun time in theater, but it's always interesting. Like Predator's just this icon on the same like field as like the xenomorph. Like fandom is so interesting. Like,
Hmm.
you've got like Jason Voorhees on the same tier as like Michael Myers, and Jason is just like that whole franchise is a knockoff of Halloween.
Yeah, yeah, I was almost in Halloween, two different
Wow.
times. Yeah, 2018, I almost got killed by Michael Myers, and in the 2018 one, and then they did the third one that they did of that new trilogy, and
Yeah.
I didn't get it. But interesting enough, the guy that plays my little brother in the Stalker movies is in the second one, so go
Nice.
figure. And actually, a guy I did a movie with called Point Man. He was one of the leads of Point Man. He's in the second one as well as like a sheriff or something. So I mean, they did use a good bit of local talent for some decent speaking roles in those.
I didn't know they filmed the new trilogy in Atlanta.
Yeah, what's funny is I think the 2018 one they shot in South Carolina,
Okay.
the 20 the second one, let's just say, because I keep forgetting which order they was in. That was North Carolina, and I think the third one was Atlanta.
Okay. I really enjoyed the first one,
Yeah.
Halloween 2018. I actually really liked that one. And then Kills was pretty bad. I don't know. I just remember having a few drinks and watching that and thinking it was kind of lame. And then I heard Halloween Ends was just awful, so I didn't even bother that one. But
I honestly, I'll admit, I haven't seen those ones yet, but I'll I'll keep that in mind.
yeah, it's an interesting franchise, man. Like, I think this is the first year in a while that I didn't see a new one. because I
Sure.
haven't seen all of them, but I mean, it seems like anytime they do like a reboot sort of thing, like it's pretty good. And then they
Yeah.
do sequels to that reboot, and then it gets bad fast.
Mhm. I can think of a few examples for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of other franchises like that, but
Yeah, very, very true.
I don't know what fandoms are you into? Like, what's your dream IP to work on?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, as a kid, I really, of course, love Star Wars. I mean, I guess really it just depends. I mean, there's a lot of filmmakers that I like to work with. There's a lot of actors I'd love to work with. I mean, my favorite, fandoms in general would be I like the Mark Webb Amazing Spider-Mans and I like the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. I like Back to the Future. I love Star Wars. Scott Pilgrim, I know we talked about that. The original Teen Titans was my favorite cartoon as a kid. The Dark Knight was a great movie. Ninja Turtles, and just anything, whether it's animation or live action, whatever. I mean, things like that and things that are adjacent to that really spoke to me growing up. So, I mean, just, I mean, my dream actor to work with is probably Johnny Depp, for sure. Um, what about you? Any favorite franchises out there of yours?
First of all, I'm really impressed, man, that you remember we talked about Scott Pilgrim,
Yeah.
and that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
once a year plus ago.
Well, I remember because you told me you went to the Toronto Film Festival,
Yeah, and I did this
and
year as well.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. Because we talked briefly about that Miles Teller movie. I remember not too long ago.
Yeah,
Um,
Eternity. It's out now in
Eternity. I
theaters.
just saw it. Yeah, just saw it.
Oh, did you like it?
I did. I did. It was like it was different than movies that I've never seen a movie quite like it, which always intrigues me because I'm kind of sick of the same cookie cutter movie. I like Miles Teller. I'll watch anything he does. My favorite movie of his is Whiplash for sure. But yeah, I liked it. What about you?
I'll tell you, I was in not great health when I went to
Oh, I'm sorry.
TIFF. That's life. I mean, it wasn't like a sick contagious or anything. I was just like going through it. And that was like my fourth movie of the day,
Oh
which was
wow.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, because that day I'd seen, um, well, the first day I saw two movies. The first day I saw, uh, it was a Maude Apatow new movie, and that's getting wide release next year, like
Okay.
summer. It wasn't very
Cool.
good.
Oh,
I
okay.
love Judd Apatow and his daughters, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, it was her first little feature, and it felt kind of like, your friend from college makes a first little feature.
Mm,
It was
gotcha.
exactly like that. It was okay.
Okay.
Rental Family was the next thing, and that's out in
Oh, yeah.
theaters now.
Saw that one too. Yeah.
Did you like that one?
Again, I'm a sucker for Brendan Fraser, so I'll watch anything he does. I liked it. I mean, I don't think it's one that I'm gonna like rush to go see again or anything, but it was all right.
Yeah, it was expected to be the People's Choice Award for best film. That's what everyone was thinking because they love Brendan up there because I think he is Canadian. Um,
Okay.
but they just and I think The Whale premiered there, and that's
Oh yeah.
when they had that viral clip of him like getting the standing ovation and he's crying. I think that
Mhm.
was at TIFF.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's true. It was.
yeah, so people love him, and I think like it was okay. It was like fine. It was a little too
Sure.
schmaltzy, but wasn't.
That wasn't quite for me, I'd say. Um, but yeah, I mean, I liked it. I liked him in it, but
Yeah,
like I've liked him in other things even more.
yeah. It was very cool seeing him in person. I'll say that.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
nice.
because I went the first weekend because TIFF is over like 15 days or something, and if you go the first weekend, that's where all the stars show up. And like
Yeah,
this was the 50th anniversary, so like there's a documentary on Prime Video now called John Candy, I Like Me. It's
good
about,
one.
yeah, have you seen that?
Hmm. Very good.
Yeah, that was the opening film. So had two screenings. And this is what's wild. It had two screenings the opening night of TIFF this year, which I
Mhm.
didn't go. I showed up the next day. But if you went to the first screening, Ryan Reynolds drove up in like a makeshift version of the car they drove in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where it's all busted up. So
Hmm.
Ryan Reynolds like drove in a TIFF on that thing, and
Wow.
then it became a photo op. Next few days you could like get a photo with the car, and Ryan, I haven't seen the film, but he executive produced it. So if you went to the premiere, the first screening, you could see Ryan. If you went to the second screening, Ryan couldn't make it. Instead, it was presented by the Prime Minister of Canada,
Oh, interesting.
which is wild. Well, I think it's John Candy's Canadian too, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. He's yeah, 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 because he's such a big deal, and that's kind of wild. It'd be like if the president introduced like Sundance or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that wild? But I did not see the film. Eternity was like the fourth film, and I saw five that day. I only saw part of the last one, but I saw Saturday. I saw Roofman, and Derek France was there. That was fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
like that one.
yeah, it was like 7 out of 10, I thought.
Yeah. Same. Same.
Then I saw Hamnet, which goes wide release next week.
Okay.
That was spectacular, I thought, and I think One Battle is going to win Best Picture, but I think
Okay.
if Hamnet wins, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Hamnet was really spectacular, and Chloe Zhao was there, and Paul Mescal, and um, I think her name's Jessie Buckley. I mean, she's a shoo-in for Best Actress.
Okay.
Then I saw a Steven Soderbergh film, which a distributor has not picked up. Ian McKellen starred, but he could not make it because he's old. And that
Oh.
movie was dreadful,
Oh,
unfortunately.
geez.
Yeah, it was really boring. But Eternity was like, it started at like 10 at night, and it's a 2 hour
Oof.
movie. I
Yeah.
was having a hard time staying awake,
Hmm.
but not because it was boring, because I was so tired, but it was so good. I was like, dude, I cannot wait like 2 months to see the end of this. Like, the
Yeah. Yeah.
production design was so good.
Hmm.
I
For
thought it
sure.
was really funny. I thought it was fresh. I thought it was
Yeah.
it felt very old Hollywood.
It did. Yeah. It felt like an old, like, again, it feels like a kind of movie they don't make anymore.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen a movie quite like it. I mean, the closest thing you could say is maybe Beetlejuice when they pass away and they're in the waiting room, but not really because it's a totally different story. So I like that it was original for sure, and it just didn't feel like anything I've seen before. Um, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I did you see The Running Man?
I have not yet. I was going to over this weekend, but I've got like something I've been working on the side, and it's just, I could see a movie or I could work on something fulfilling. So I
Gotcha.
haven't heard great things. My dad and I were going to go over the holiday last week, but just no time for that. So, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, it's Edgar Wright, so I love Edgar Wright. Um, but no, I liked it. It's I think it's like a fun popcorn movie. I think what drew me in to see it was I did see the original, but it's a very different movie than the original, in my opinion. It's just I enjoyed it. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. It's a popcorn movie, but I didn't have any major issues with it. I really what like got me to go see it was Edgar Wright. I know that the guy that wrote it also worked on Scott Pilgrim. He was also the writer, and then of course Michael Cera has a supporting role in it. So I was like, okay, well
Nice.
I love Scott Pilgrim. I got to at least check this out. Obviously a completely different movie, but yeah, I liked it.
I think somebody said, I read today, I can't remember who. I think it might have been James Cameron or something, but somebody said this is a really great year for film. And I think 6 months ago I would have disagreed, but I
Mhm.
think it's progressively gotten better. Like
Yeah.
this fall is like one for the books right here. One of the best, honestly, one of the best award seasons. I thought last year was very mid. That's a
Mm.
great way to put it. 23 was fun. Until It Strikes.
Yeah.
Um, 22 definitely that was a great award season too. 22 had some gems for sure. 20 and 21 we don't talk about. 21 is so killer because all my favorite directors had movies out, but like I
Yeah.
like none of them.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know, like even the Edgar Wright movie in 21, Last Night in Soho, I did not like that. Right.
I couldn't get
Well,
into it. I
I
tried.
I thought it was a like a fine movie, but it was a bad
Mm.
Edgar Wright movie.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I tried to watch it. I mean, unfortunately, I was doing something while I was watching. I was watching it at home. I was kind of preoccupied a little bit. I couldn't get into it. I thought about giving it a second chance, but we'll see. I mean, did you ever see like Shaun of the Dead or any of those other older films?
Oh yeah, I've seen the Cornetto trilogy and I've seen
Okay.
like Baby Driver and I think I've seen I think I've seen his full filmography except for Running Man.
Yeah, I like him as a filmmaker, for the most part. Most of his films I've enjoyed.
Yeah, dude, when Baby Driver came out, dude, you just had to be in Atlanta then. Dude, dude, that
Yeah,
was something else, man. That was a cultural event.
sure, sure. I mean, yeah, I remember my dad was working at Stone Mountain Park at the time, and they filmed some scenes at Stone Mountain Park, different just driving shots and bridge scenes and stuff. And we would drive by, and my dad's like, "Oh yeah, they were shooting Baby Driver there." I was like, "Oh okay, cool, cool."
That's
They
a great
like,
movie.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Good soundtrack, and yeah, Edgar Wright movies always have a good soundtrack though.
That was the summer that like it was between high school and college. So it was 2017 for me. And dude, that was just, dude, like you can't recreate that summer, man. When you're like about to go to college, but it's your last hurrah hanging out with your dogs, you know, and you go
Yeah.
into the movies, you're just hanging
Mhm.
out, and dude, man, like
Absolutely.
good times.
I couldn't agree more. Absolutely, man. Gosh, it's just, are you looking forward to any other movies coming out in the next couple months here?
Um, there's a new Sam Raimi movie that it's a
Ah, yeah.
January movie. It might be bad because it is a January movie, but I'll watch it anyway.
I'll see anything Sam Raimi does. I would just kill to work with that guy. But
Yeah.
it's interesting. There's a movie coming out called Songs Sung Blue. It's a Hugh Jackman movie.
Yeah, it's the
Um, the
what's the
Neil Diamond
singer?
thing.
Neil Diamond. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so the girl that's the lead in Jesus Land worked on that movie. So she
Nice.
plays Hugh's daughter. So while we were doing Jesus Land, she was telling me like about working with Hugh Jackman and all that. So I had known about the film. I didn't know what the movie was, and then I'm at the theater, and then there's the trailer. I'm like, oh, there's Ella. So I am gonna looking forward to that. That's coming out on like Christmas or something. So I'm looking forward to that one. But like I said, I think the next one I'm looking forward to is that Sam Raimi movie. So we'll see. Um,
Yeah, I think my biggest movie I'm looking forward to is the untitled Steven Spielberg film is what it's called on Wikipedia because it's wild,
Interesting.
dude. Have you
Yeah,
heard anything about this?
I have not. No.
It is so bizarre, dude, because it's a Spielberg movie coming out in June and it's got like Coleman Domingo and it's got a handful of people in it.
Hmm.
But he will not at all talk about what's about other than it's a UFO movie.
Okay. Well, Spielberg is he's no stranger to aliens. So,
Yeah, but he like they won't even give a title, dude. They won't
huh.
even like give any plot details other than John
Interesting.
Williams is doing it. And that's
Oh
probably
wow.
going to be John's final score ever, you know?
I remember a few years ago he said like one of the Star Wars movies was his last score ever, but I guess they got him out of retirement again for another one.
Yeah, well, he keeps getting like retiring and then getting out of it because it was gonna I think you're right. It was episode 9, I think.
Yeah.
And then he came back for Indiana Jones 5, which that was horrible. Man, I hated that movie.
Yeah, I only saw that one time. I loved Indiana Jones, like all of
Me
them really
too.
growing up, but that one in particular, I only saw it once. I'm sure a lot of people worked really hard on it and stuff, but I just couldn't really. It just wasn't really for me. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, people worked hard on it. I'm not trashing their work, but dude, like,
sure.
oh God, that was so bad. But And I'm a Kingdom of the Crystal Skull defender. You know, like it
Hmm.
was
Oh
fine.
yeah,
Like
dude,
I was 10 years old. How could I dislike it?
I've got the poster for Crystal Skull right over there. I was thrifting one day, and it was at this thrift shop. It was one they actually hung in the theater,
Nice.
and
A one
yeah, it's
sheet.
right there. Yeah, it was a one sheet because you can
Sick.
tell because you open it up and the back of it is just a reverse image. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I couldn't tell. You have like this background going,
Yeah,
the
yeah. Sometimes
beach.
sometimes when I do interviews, I have like a shelf of like just different props and awards, and unfortunately, a lot of that stuff is a little packed away right now for the holiday season.
No, that's
But
cool. It's cool. This is an audio podcast anyway, but
sure,
dude,
yeah,
I
no,
am like, I'm just locked in and focused on this like Spielberg UFO thing because it's like, why are you so secretive, dude? Like, it wasn't secretive about like Ready Player One or The Post or West Side Story or
mm,
Fablemans. And it's like, because I have a theory, dude,
what's that?
and I looked it up online and like other Redditors were having the same kind of idea that like, what if it was a sequel to one of his other sci-fi movies? Like, what if it
Hmm,
was, a Close Encounter sequel? E.T. is my
yeah.
favorite movie. Dude, I might like have a stroke if this is like the E.T. sequel he had been wanting to make back in the day.
Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. I could be. I have the ET Atari game. It's that interesting, infamous game.
Nice. I met Henry Thomas, I think his name is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in I think MomoCon or something last year. So
Okay.
I met him and he signed the poster and um yeah, that's my favorite film of all time, dude.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but I think you've just inspired me to go back and do a little rewatch. It's a classic.
Yeah, I think last time I saw it was they re-released it in IMAX for the 40th anniversary, and I think that's when I saw it again.
Cool, cool.
That
I
was
love
okay.
re-releases. I love re-releases when they put a movie back on the big screen. Like I movies I never got to experience. Like I just saw Breakfast Club on the big screen a couple months ago, and did
Nice.
Back to the Future, and I actually, ironically, like sometimes, a lot of times, my favorite movies that I see on the in the theaters end up being re-releases. Sucker for the classics.
Yeah, dude, like I have an AMC subscription, but
Oh yeah.
I was going to Regal a lot, like October,
Okay.
and I think that no, September, because this is a what like a thing they're doing now. They're doing discount movies like every single day.
Okay.
Like this month it's holiday themed. Last month every week was a different genre. Um, October obviously it was like classic horror, and then like September when they started, it was dude, it was awesome. It was just like different classic movie every day, and it was just like, go see Goodfellas on the big screen for eight
Yeah.
dollars, or I saw Psycho and I saw Casablanca on the big screen,
Oh
which was
wow.
awesome.
I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, dude. Like, so now, like, I don't even mind spending the extra, little few bucks because,
Yeah.
like, when else are you going to see, like, Paper Moon, Like,
Mm.
it's so crazy. Like, they had Before Sunrise and Before Sunset, and
Oh wow.
it wasn't just like generic stuff. I mean, this month it's, all the kind of generic Christmas stuff, that's on TV all the time, whatever. Unless you're really into
Sure,
that,
sure.
but it's like, dude. That was kind of wild to be like, oh yeah, I'm seeing Chinatown tonight,
Yeah. Yeah, that's I love Chinatown. Um,
Same.
there's so many classics that every time a re-release does come up, I try to see it because seeing a movie on the big screen is really something special. Especially a classic that you don't get to see. Because yeah, I can see it on DVD, but there's certain movies that you really have to experience on the big screen. The sound, the just so much that kind of gets lost on a smaller screen, in my opinion.
Are you a
Not
cri
every movie, but
are you a Criterion guy?
what's that? Criterion.
It's um it's like a boutique DVD company basically. Um they're home of like the $40 Blu-ray.
Okay, I'm not familiar with them other than I think I saw like different celebrity interviews doing like the Criterion picks where they like pick different movies that are just random and they talk about them or whatever.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing. It's like the definitive release of a movie. So if you really like a movie, and usually it's like artsy,
yeah,
they have like every Robert Altman, they have a ton of Scorsese.
okay,
Well, Scorsese is a little more mainstream than,
sure,
compare
sure.
to Altman, but uh, they have like a lot of stuff like that.
Like David Finch or like a Eraserhead or something, just a little more.
Yeah, they have like I think every Lynch movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and David Fincher and John Waters,
right.
but they just I was curious, because it is just a DVD, but they kind of make it special. They put a ton of bonus features in it.
Cool,
They
cool. I'm a
usually
big
have a
fan of
little
it.
they usually have a little book in there, like an essay talking about
Sure.
like the importance of the film. It's neat.
I was gonna say I'm a big fan of physical media. I know a lot of people out there that they just say, "Oh, just stream it," but I don't have every streaming app. So I went on to go try to find a movie. I think it was from the 80s or 90s. It was like $6 to rent it. I was like, I could literally get this at a thrift store for $1.
Yeah.
And then I own it forever. So I have quite a lot of DVDs. Go to a lot of yard sales and stuff, and be surprised some of the stuff people get rid of. I mean, some of my favorite movies are ones that people probably have never even heard of. Like I really like a movie from the 1930s called Freaks, an old black and white movie. Nosferatu, the original one.
I,
I,
I
I
saw I saw Freaks for the first time
yeah.
last month, or not.
Oh,
Well, it's
really?
December, so October.
Was it for you or not really?
I really loved it, dude.
Yeah.
I was made aware of it in the 20, I want to say the 2013 Simpsons Treehouse of Horror
Okay.
episode because um they did a spoof of Freaks,
Okay.
and I was like, "What's Freaks?"
Right.
And
Right.
I don't think the full thing was on YouTube, and I was like in ninth grade. I don't know where you could even possibly watched it back then because now it's on Max, but um,
Okay.
I just watched the final scene, dude, and that like
Hmm.
that had me freaked out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I, I love the classics. Have you seen any silent films yet or?
Oh yeah, a ton, dude. Well, not a ton, but ton compared to most people. Like, love
Right.
Metropolis, man.
Oh yeah.
Uh, love Old Chaplin, Buster
Chaplin's great.
Keaton,
Oh
and
yeah. I'm a huge fan of certain silent films like Metropolis or Nosferatu, the original one of my
I've never
favorite
seen
movies.
that.
Oh, please watch it sometime. It's everything from, I mean, whatever the score that they put with it is great, but it's the visuals that are in Nosferatu, the 1922 version. So good. Another one that I really recommend is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
It's a classic, but I've never seen it.
It's a classic, and if you look at the just Google image like set design photos of Dr. Caligari, it's so interesting because you can totally see where Tim Burton got his visual style. It's
Oh yeah.
very similar to that. So, I mean, there's a lot of really good silent films, and I think one of the things about them is like they were still experimenting with so many things, and they had to be very visual, obviously. And there was a whole bunch of silent short films by a guy named George Méliès, and he was like a some kind of magician, and he basically invented special effects like
Yeah.
well over 100 years ago. So it's very interesting. I think everyone should always that is into movies should always check out a few silent films just to really get that appreciation. They're wickedly cool to me.
And that is such an underrated Scorsese picture was Hugo. Have you seen that?
I remember, is this the one? It was like an animated film in like the
No.
2000s, or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of something else, and now I'm curious what you're
Okay.
thinking of. But no, this was a Scorsese family picture in
Okay.
2011.
Okay.
And
Totally something
God,
different.
that was an incredible year. But you look up 2011 in film, man, incredible. But
Hmm.
it was like a PG movie. It was based off, I think, a graphic novel that I've never read, but it's about an orphan who lives in the Paris subway, and
Gotcha.
his only friend is this guy named George, who's a
Hmm.
hobo, and that's actually George Méliès. And
Oh, there it is.
yeah, and that's because George. like died kind of penniless,
Yeah,
but this is kind of Scorsese's tribute to his work, and it's a
gotcha.
really spectacular film. And man, that like score by Alexander Desplat still sticks with me. That was a pandemic watch for me, but I
Okay.
love it,
Well, I'm
man.
gonna put that on the watch list myself because if you say it's good, then I'll take your word for it, man. Because that sounds
Yeah,
like a pretty good film.
I mean, it's not
Ooh,
my favorite Scorsese, but it's
yeah.
it's definitely up there. It might be top five. I don't know.
Okay. Did
I
you
loved
did you
it.
see the new Tron movie?
I did. I'm a Tron head, dude.
Oh yeah,
I'm into like serious fandom, dude. Like it's
yeah.
not
Quinn
just
lives.
it's not just like, the first things to think about, man. I love like Tron. This new
Yeah.
one, man, I walked out of it.
Oh really?
Well, it's I can't really do flashing lights and colors. It kind of I'm not epileptic, but it does kind of like make me dizzy. And then
Hmm.
I like got to drive after, and that
Sure,
freaks me
sure.
out. So I saw up to the scene where um, Ares or whatever goes into the real world,
Hmm.
and he does the Oculus slide, and that was kind of cool. But I didn't
Okay.
really care for the movie.
I love the first two Trons.
Oh yeah, me too, dude.
82 and then Legacy. I think like I mean for me it's hard to pick a favorite out of the two because I really like the first two so much. But like I think just how innovative that first Tron movie was and what they did with basically nothing and were so ahead of their time. Like my mom showed me the first one. It was a film that she really liked growing up. So I immediately became a Tron fan and I was hesitant to see Tron Legacy when it came out because I'm like, "Oh, it doesn't look the same." And then I saw it like years later and I loved it. It was the whole sort of father and son dynamic that I wish she was in the sequel. I wish they had, but
I had Disney Plus for like a week trial for free. But when it like first came out, I think God, dude, it was a steal. It was like $40 a year.
mm, I did a Disney Plus show.
Oh wow,
That's
did you?
Something Bit Me. So anyone out there listening is Disney Plus. Watch Something Bit Me, and there's an episode called "Lord, I'll See You in a Minute." So that's why I keep my Disney Plus, so I can
Nice.
watch that.
Nice, dude. I'll check that out. I have Disney Plus now, but I was too cheap to spend like $40 a month.
Yeah.
Um, and I think you could like the deal was you could extend it like by multiple years, up to
Hmm.
like 3 years or something, which is insane steal, dude. Ad
Okay.
free. Anyway.
No, no,
So I
sure. Yeah.
had it for a week and I just watched a ton of stuff then. But yeah, Tron 1 and 2
Yeah.
were one of the things I like had to see. And I remember Legacy when it came out. I just didn't see it. Um, I really appreciate the first one because it's such a weird, like,
Hmm.
it feels like a weird, almost like RPG,
Yeah.
fantasy, sci-fi
Sure.
blend. But this was
Absolutely.
like hardcore fantasy. The new one, like, well, Legacy just felt more like a theme park attraction.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't like that deep in its world, but I mean the aura is just unmatched. I mean the music, dude, and
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of popcorn movies that are kind of shallow when it comes to like story and character development and stuff nowadays. And I feel like they were so much more willing to go that extra mile a while ago. And I feel like not with every film, but there's so many movies that are very shallow now when it comes to a popcorn movie. Because there was popcorn movies that were also rich in depth, like the Nolan Batman trilogy, but they don't really do that anymore. Um,
Well, you have a serious auteur there. I would even go a step further and say like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, because like there's such a level of craft there that you don't
mhm,
see
sure.
that. And
Yeah,
I've
I
talked
agree.
about that in the podcast before. Like when you look at honestly, I even saw the Haunted Mansion this October. I'll
Mm,
usually watch a crappy little movie
yeah,
in
yeah,
October, find a
sure.
new cheesy one,
Yeah.
and I'd never seen that one. And was like, yeah, this would probably be pretty bad. And it was pretty dumb, but I
Is
mean, the
this is
production,
the Eddie Murphy one, or this is the new one?
yeah, the Eddie Murphy one. I've not seen the
Okay.
new one, but I would not want to watch the new one. It looks so bland. At least I can appreciate the Murphy one. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they got
that
good
had
set design
style.
and stuff, and Terrence Stamp's always good, and yeah. Well, let me ask you this: Are you an animated movie guy? Or
I am. Yeah, I am really into animation. I've seen a ton of animated movies. So, did you have like a follow-up question?
no, I was just gonna say, like, on top of that, I as far as like my favorite animated movies is I miss 2D animation. There used to be some really good ones, like just kids movies in general, like Treasure Planet was one of my favorite ones as a kid, and Atlantis. I really like those ones, but I miss 2D animation. It's just kind of a thought I had. If you're thinking about Disney and I miss the 2D animation. I hope they start making some more of it.
There was a great, I think it was a foreign one from Spain, but it's all in English. It was
Yeah.
one on Netflix called Claws. Have you
Okay.
seen this one?
I haven't. I'll add that one to the list too, though.
It genuinely might be like, it could be my favorite Christmas movie. It
Okay.
really stunned me. It came out in 2019, and it's 2D animated, but it almost looks 3D because they add a bunch of shaders and
Oh,
stuff on
wow.
it. But I think that was Norm Macdonald's final film before he died.
Oh, okay.
But it's basically like a Santa Claus origin story, but it follows like this guy who's basically like the postmaster general, and he gets demoted and has to like go to this town up north, by basically by the North Pole.
Yeah.
And I can't really remember too much. I haven't seen it in a few years, but like he has to like the post office gets their money from stamps, but
Hmm.
nobody's mailing anyone. So he basically comes up with a scam like if you mail a letter to this guy, you'll get a present or whatever.
Okay.
It's and then it ends up being a letters to Santa kind of thing, and it's really good. It's got uh that guy from Rushmore, I can't remember his name.
Jason Schwartzman?
Yes, he stars. He's the postman. J.K. Simmons is Santa,
Okay.
and then Norm's in it, and he's just delightful as usual. But it's a really
Sure.
really great film, and it's unlike any 2D animated film you've seen. Because
Okay.
they only made the one, and it's really um, eye-catching.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, hey, we're in December right now, so I'll definitely give that one a watch.
Yeah. But I miss 2D animation as well. It's really just relegated to anime or just TV production anymore.
And the thing is I really think that they would have a really good chance at making a comeback because, and I mean, I'm not saying that this is 100% a guaranteed thing, but I mean, some of the best grossing movies was, I think it was like K-pop Demon Hunters did really well. I haven't seen it, but wasn't that 2D animation or was that
No,
3D?
that was CGI, and then that was
Oh, that was
also,
CGI. Okay.
and it
I was
was a
thinking of somebody else.
Netflix. It was a
Okay,
Netflix movie. So
gotcha. I was thinking of something else though, but I did see a 2D animation did okay though this year. I can't remember which one it was.
yeah,
I didn't see it.
I follow it. The problem is just like you can keep the budget really low, but just for some reason, like they just don't make the kind of money CG does, and they never really
Hmm.
did.
Yeah.
Um, like some like Lion King, where that made $1 billion is an outlier, but that was a whole cultural thing right there. That was a huge deal. Um, but you look at stuff like 22's Bob Burger's movie, which I enjoyed. I liked it, and that has a lot of fans. I don't that didn't make that much money, but at the same time, that didn't cost a lot of money. I think if I remember right, that made about like $30 million, and the budget was like, 10 to 20. Now I'm gonna look it up. Um, so you had that. I mean, that was a few years ago, and then you had another. thing based off a show. Now I'm too busy thinking of Bob's Burgers. But
I think they could definitely make a comeback if
it sorry, go ahead.
well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just saying I think there's a chance of it making some kind of a comeback if it's if there's a want for it. I think there's enough people that would have nostalgia for some 2D. Um, Not saying it would ever make more than 3D, but I think that I'd like to see some more of it, hopefully.
The budget was $38 million dollars and the box office was 34, and it came out
Oh
on
wow.
Memorial Day weekend, same day as Top Gun Maverick. I remember that much. Um,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, some of
and
my favorite movies have been bombs. So, I mean,
well, it's so crazy because just a lot of things are bombing just since the pandemic. But like it's so weird that like Bob's Burgers did because like I mean that's been running 16 years now, you know?
wow.
Because that debuted in like I think 2009, you know?
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And it keeps getting renewed and like it has a fan base and the theater
Yeah.
had the theater had people in there. Like I wasn't the only one.
Right, right.
There was another traditional 2D animated thing like within the past few years. Um, God, I'm trying to remember. But that flopped as well, I think. The only thing that might be
Hmm.
coming out 2D is The Simpsons because they've even had SpongeBob movies out. But you know, they used to be 2D, now they're all 3D, but
Yeah, that
Simpsons
is 3D. I
movie,
saw the trailer for that. I'm like, oh man.
yeah, gross and it has Ice Spice in it.
It's kind of an interesting choice, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
But oh, I remember it was Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I think that probably was like 10 mil and did 30, but um that was also pre-pandemic. That was like 2018. How much did that do?
I definitely didn't see that one. I love the original Teen Titans. I haven't seen anything Teen Titans Go, but I've heard of it, and you said it did pretty good.
So the budget was $10 million. Dollars. The box office was 52 million.
Oh yeah,
Came out
that's pretty good.
came out in 2018 summer. Yeah, I was working at theater back then. You know, it's fun. It had like I think the show had been running for 5 years at that point and it's still going now. It's been
Yeah.
running for like 12, 13 years. It was fun.
Hmm.
Uh, it was like a 7 out of 10. Problem is, it has a lot of shocking humor in it.
Oh really?
And you know, when it came out, people were just posting the clips on Twitter. So
Really?
like I had already seen them, so they weren't like that shocking.
Okay.
Um,
Have you seen
but
the original Teen Titans or only Teen Titans Go?
you know, I was not a Teen Titans person growing up.
Really?
No, I didn't really care for action cartoons. I just cared about
Oh, really?
I think I kind of watched it, but I really didn't watch Samurai Jack back in the day or Teen Titans um or TMNT. That was big then.
Oh, I love that one. That was a big one for
Yeah,
me.
that '03. I like that 2012 show.
I didn't see it. I mean, it was the CGI one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, they made some cartoons. I mean, action's not necessarily your thing, but they did make some good ones back in the day. Because for me, I want something that isn't, if it's an action cartoon like Teen Titans or Ninja Turtles, I I like something that's a good balance of the action and the humor. Because I feel like if it's just too silly, I have a hard time getting into it, unless it's something like SpongeBob where I know it's going to be silly.
Yeah.
So I'm all in for that.
Teen Titans Go to the movie. It makes fun of superhero movies, so it's kind of a
Oh, really?
spoof. Yeah,
Okay.
you know, it's just a spoof, and if you know that going in, I mean, the show is just like SpongeBob. It's just like stupid
Oh, really?
humor. But the
Okay.
movie is basically like Robin. Uh, everyone in the Bat family is getting a movie. Like Batman's getting yet another reboot, and like the Batmobile's getting a movie, and Alfred's getting a movie, and he just wants his own movie. But nobody
Okay.
really takes a Teen Titans seriously.
Hmm.
So, you know,
Okay.
it's like kind of a meta thing, but it's also making fun of like because that was the Infinity War year. So, that was
Oh,
like
okay.
peak MCU, and that was like, making fun of the MCU. And I'm not going to spoil any jokes because I think it is worth watching like once, especially if you're into like comic books. Um, yeah, it's just stupid, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I watched it on like I think a plane once, and I was like, yeah, that was
Okay.
an okay, that was an okay way to spend a flight.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta have something that passes by on that flight, man.
Yeah, some stupid, you just have people judging you like, what is this guy watching?
Gotcha.
Um, but yeah, man, it's so weird. Like people are just allergic to 2D animated movies, and even Winnie the Pooh, 2011, that was the big flop
Hmm.
that made Disney stop making those. So
Interesting. I didn't know about that one.
yeah, it came out. They did Princess and the Frog in '09, and that was like a moderate success,
Hmm.
but it was not to the levels of, their 3D offerings were starting to get like, well, they're struggling, with Chicken Little, that was 3D. That was a
Hmm.
flop, but well, I don't know if it was a flop financially. Home on the Range, that was a flop. That cow movie, you remember that?
Hmm. Oh yeah, I actually met the writer of that movie,
Wow.
and he wrote like a bunch of Disney sequels. Like he did like Kronk's New Groove and
Really?
Mulan too. Yeah, he did like all the straight to video sequels. Nice guy named Michael something. Can't remember, but nice guy.
That's
But yeah, no,
cool.
I do remember that movie, and there was a good CGI animated movie, Meet the Robinsons. I like that one.
That was, I saw that for the first time because I watched every Disney movie in
Mhm.
order because I
Okay,
really
wow.
didn't grow up on Disney other than like Lion King. I was kind of surprised by that one. I didn't think I'd like it.
Yeah,
I liked
yeah, it was kind of interesting.
I liked Goob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It was a pretty good movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember liking it.
It was
So
a weird movie, I'll say that.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes those weirder ones, I feel like with the weird ones, at least they're memorable.
Yeah. But Disney was just like 2000s. I mean, they were just flopping left and right. And then yeah, then they had Bolt. They were trying to be like Pixar.
Hmm.
They were coming out with stuff like Bolt. I remember that. And then Princess and the Frog, moderate success. And then Tangled was like development hell. And that wasn't doing so. That like I think the budget on that ended up being some insane for like 2010 money, like $200 million,
Hmm.
because it kept getting delayed, and I don't think that really broke even for years. And then when Winnie the Pooh flopped, they just stopped making 2D cartoons. And Brave was going to be a traditionally animated film, but I don't think they had creative issues, and they couldn't get Merida's hair right.
Hmm. Okay.
And that's a movie I kind of like.
I haven't seen
Um,
it yet.
it's kind of nostalgic because like I remember when it came out. And then I mean when Frozen 2013 hit, there was no looking back. I mean, that made so much money. It's like why ever go back to the movies that might cost you $10 million but only make you 30 mil.
Yeah, it's tough that that era is kind of over with. Just because I do like them, and there's plenty of CGI movies that I like too.
There's a movie I want to see by Genndy Tarkovsky. He's the guy who did Dexter's Laboratory, and he did
Oh wow.
I don't think he made the show. Maybe. I can't remember. Who's definitely one of the top guys on the show. And Gandhi did, he made Samurai Jack for sure.
Okay.
He did that, the 2003 Clone Wars show,
Oh
the
wow.
2D animated one. And, oh, he did Hotel Transylvania, all those movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did a movie for Netflix, came out a few months ago called Fixed. It's about a dog who wants to have sex.
Oh,
Have you heard of this?
Definitely haven't. No, I haven't
Yeah,
had Netflix probably in like 6 years.
really.
Yeah,
I don't have it anymore because like they started password
password
restricting.
protecting, raising the
Yeah,
prices. Yeah.
but he did an original for them, and
Okay.
I know someone who did marketing on it. I think in LA, but it's about a dog who's about to get fixed, and he wants to. It's kind of like one of those movies like Super Bad where like the main character has to lose her virginity,
Okay.
but it's a dog, and he's about to, like get
Mhm.
his balls cut off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's like an R-rated thing, and
Huh.
the animation was really good on it. Like Gendy has a cool style. It looks like Dexter's Lab kinda.
Okay.
Well, it's about closing time for the Rock Shop podcast. Jimmy, thanks so much for coming on. Where can the audience find you?
Well, thank you so much for having me. First off, you can find me on Instagram at Jimmy Ace Actor 17. And just in general, some stuff I have coming up or some stuff you want to look out for. Obviously, Action Juice, the film I did with Millie Bobby Brown and Jake Bon Jovi. Hopefully, that will be coming out soon. If you want to watch Rick and Morty Portal People, it's on good old YouTube. Stalker 1 and 2 are on Amazon, Tubi, Roku. Other stuff on streaming to look out for is obviously the Power Rangers Legacy, Power Rangers the audio drama, Snaps Killer Couples on Oxygen, Hidden Heroes was on CBS and it's on streaming now. My Hockey Alpha is on the Real Shorts app, Point Man, Seeds, a bunch of other stuff. But most important, remember to keep an eye out for Enter the Power Surge, my original character driven superhero young adult book that I also turned into a film. So thank you so much for having me. This was a delight and hope to be back on again soon.
And until next time, see ya.